And hello everybody, and welcome back to Kenja's Gaming. Kenja's here bringing you some more Space Engineers and the Hoodwinked scenario. Alright guys, before I get into it, great big thanks for all you guys who have been sticking with me. Before we get anywhere into this, as you can see, the exposure level's going up because I found uranium. So basically, in that cockpit, I know that there's something I can use. But I'm going to stop here for a second. I'm going to use what I've already got from this asteroid to actually build some build and repair systems, because I know that there's a space pirate beacon over there, and having tried to do this video once before, there was a carrier which was deploying drones, and I need to make sure that they don't get the best of me. So I'm going to utilize what I already have. So let's see. Alright, so I don't have any plate other than what I've got. So let's start by building some of these build and repair systems, just so that we can keep things intact, in check. Oh, come on, which way? There we go, thank you. Right. Okay, let's grab that. We've got the assembler there, so we can now produce everything that we need and finish off that particular one. Get rid of that, that was from an earlier project. So I thought I'd go exploring in space, see if I can find like the uranium, the platinum, stuff like that. And, you know, finding uranium's great, but finding a little mining craft in there was actually another surprise. But these things are explosive. They're like little, like mushroom-like things, you know, if you remember from Lost Colony. But these explode. Okay, let's see how we're doing. We've got all our parts yet? Well, we've got most of them. We can't redraw everything, so let's build what we got, and then from there we can build everything else. Cool beans. Alright, so this is sort of like a preemptive measure. So, but this type, I'm going to toggle it on, but I'm going to put it in grind before weld mode. So basically any time that an enemy comes near, it's going to attack that first. So let's go 10% on the volume. Okay, right. Production wise, produce about 100 of those. Grab a few, because I'm gonna be an absolute nightmare to these guys. And I'm going to put in a ton of build and repairs, because I've had enough of being easily destroyed. I had it at one point where they had demolished and derbied best part of the front quarter. So front there. Right. That should be enough for a start for 10. We'll grab this one here. No. We'll probably want one with less material on it, so that we can do it maybe like 10 times or something like that. Ah, that's perfect. So we'll grab that. Go back round to Morningstar. Production. And then control click. That should be 10 times. So that's going to produce all of those for us. So next thing I'm going to do is go build and repair 2 to 8. We'll toggle them on. Grind before weld. Oops. Flight mode 10%. That's for starters. Just double check the front end. Yeah, I thought there was some damage in the front end. last playthrough, I didn't realise it at first, but those little mushroom things, they do a hell of a lot of damage. They destroyed a load of blocks. So I think I need one in there. I think that's, there we go. So again, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So probably need what, 10 of them. So get in there. Production. I'll go with 10 of them as well. In the meantime, we'll save game. Try and get in there without blowing stuff up. Oh yes, turn the sifters on. So whilst it's doing the pilot's cabin, let's find one of these that we can hack, or something that we can hack. Yeah, I'm trying to claim it. There we go. We'll claim the grid so it doesn't disappear. But we are going to have to get the heck out of here. Too much exposure. Let's get inside the ship. And for now, we can just detox and just watch things work. Okay, I have done a lot of work. As you can see here, I've on the station, I've created this entire hydrogen farm, which is all connected. So we you know, as soon as we get some power, we can then charge things up. I've put the Valkyrie on there for the moment, but as you can see, everything is now working and working perfectly. So I've also extended these arms, so we now got like this potential double airlock you know, idea. Oh, God. Tell you what, let's slow it down a lot. There we go. And now we can go inside and actually explore what's going on in here. So I've moved some things around as well, so like the oxygen tank and the hydrogen tank are now up here. We've got the survival kit eventually came to me, oxygen O2H2 tank. So basically I've rearranged a lot of the systems to be able to make things work a little better. So all in all, it looks good, it works. Yeah, satellite dish underneath, and yeah, I kind of like the way that this is going, the feel, the vibe it's got. Yeah, eventually we are going to add more stuff in, but for now, let's get back to the action over here. Okay, so where are we at? Why have we stopped? No, we haven't stopped. It's just we've got so much stuff producing. To Just sort of condense everything as best as we can. Cobalt's going to be a little bit of a trick, but yeah, that's easy enough to solve. So that can go at the back. Try and get this into sort of an order. That kind of works for us, because I want as much of this operational as quickly as possible. And these build and repair systems are going to be an absolute gem for this. Like I said before, I think it's going to be a lot of reworking on some of the systems as we go along. I'm probably going to create a Morningstar Mark II out of it all, because it's a wonderful ship, especially once we get the rest of the kit sorted out. That's interesting. Where's that carrier? Oh well, I'm not complaining. I'm just glad it's not there. Gives us a chance. Okay, so those two are still building. None of those have been built either. So we are all good. Right, radiation has come down a lot. Okay, let's take out those. Let's see what we can withdraw. Everything except for 10 metal grids. I wonder if we could probably find those elsewhere. Oh, close it for me. Being careful as I move around. Try not to take from anything that... Hold on. Why put an air vent there like that? That doesn't make sense. Oh bloody hell, that was quick. Let's get back on board. Heal ourselves up. Get to the bridge quickly.
Is low.
Yeah, because that was what I was afraid of. Whew! Well, that was a relief. Got back there in just in the nick of time. Although I am thinking maybe what I can do is once we get some more of these build and repair systems in place, maybe we can just disassemble that ship just by pushing forward the build and repair systems rather than just going in there and risking life and limb. Oh look, there we are, more of them built. So what's that? All of them on the top. And I think now all of them on the bottom as well. So yeah. So now we've got a fighting chance of getting all this built and then put in place. Okay. Okay, so we're almost there. Only got what, 4 left. I mean, it would be nice if we could salvage that little mining ship. That'd be great. I really would love that. Alright, so it's running off through all of this at the moment. Okay, let's see if we can help this out a bit. Let's go refinery, and we'll go cobalt. Grab as many of the high value ones as we can. Wow, 40.8 there. Wow, look at that. So we've got a ton of cobalt there. So that should easily... Alright, there we go. So, whoops. Door's shunting me forward. How rude. Alright. Okay, so we've got out of there. Let's slow down, find our bearings. Oh, that was close. Okay. So I think now the next thing to do, or more obvious thing to do, is salvage that. Alright. That's not too bad as a guess. Right, oh, let's turn those thrusters back off. So we now have ourselves a little mining ship. We can always come back here. I've already marked this as a uranium asteroid. So with that in place, actually let's also turn off its dampeners. We can then take this back, getting away from the that pirate beacon, because that's got me concerned at the moment. We've already got a ton of uranium. Oh, talking of uranium, I've changed the reactor to one of the warfare reactors. It fits in much better than the other reactor, even though the original intent was I wanted to use more of the I wanted to use the original reactor more, but it never sort of materialized in the end. GCDW consignment drone. Hold on a minute. Where's base? Base is that way. It's around here somewhere. There we go, 16 kilometers away. Now, if I had a way of locking that little mining ship down a lot better, I could probably do a jump, but right now if I was to do a jump, yeah, it would be left behind, so this way is going to be the best way. Plus we've got loads of power left, so we can make the trip home. I thought doing it this way, using the Morning Star, it's a good way for us to be able to get the resources without having to go planet space, planet space, planet space. Yeah, just an absolute nightmare. Hopefully out of all of this as well, we can also grab some platinum, finish off these engines, get more platinum, finish off the engines on the dropship, all that sort of stuff as well. Right, there we go. Right, full speed, so all we need to do now is just wait until we get closer. I am going to have to also extend the distance for the docking arm as well, because I've recently found that I was cooking the station when the Morning Star took off. We don't want that. Now I did see something, however, that fascinated me on when I was looking through a load of YouTube videos. And there was an idea I thought, genius, absolute genius. Why didn't I think of that? Utilizing hinges, and oh man, I can't wait to try that idea out. Oh, look at that. We've closed the distance so quickly. I've got no idea what the stopping distance is, so I think when we get to about 3 kilometers out, I think that's when I'm going to start the proceedings. Oh, talking of which. Reasonably quickly, so we'll, yeah, let's keep drifting. Right, so we're coming in from I'm going to call it the underside. Right, so we've overshot by about a year and a half, but that doesn't really matter because we can now get ourselves into a better position. Because I'm thinking if we do something akin to sort of lining ourselves up, be like that. Now for the $10 billion question, how well are we lined up? And can we actually dock at this angle? If not, it means we're going to have to do a major rework. I'm going to say the answer to that is a no. Because look at this, look at this. I mean, intrinsically speaking, I think that's about where we need to be. There's no way we're going to be able to dock up without cooking the station. Okay. Well, that's okay. That is okay. Because that now leaves us in a very good position. In multiple aspects, I'm going to say. Okay, so let's see. Oh, that was busted. Alright, okay, that explains a lot. So, copy that. Go into K, go like that, and go dunk. Depressurize on and off. Alright, so that's depressurize on, that's depressurize off. I'm going to vent a little. No problem. Okay. So how are we going to do this? Interesting. Alright. Only way I can think of doing this is by first, alright, let's see if we can get the right tool up. Conveyor. Okay, so that connects to that, that then connects to that. So if I was to replace that, yeah, perfect, with something like that, but obviously in the correct colour scheme. And that's like bang, done. And then that cover can come off of there, and instead of that being a cover, oh yeah, I'm liking this idea already, we can then have, where is it, a telescopic with a connector on the end. So basically a piston. And I'm going to go with the square jobby because I want it to look like it's designed to, when it extends, to come out square, where the other one just looks like it could be a wishy-washy wherever. And then on the end of there we can either put something like that or something like that. Considering it's a square piston, I think I'm going to go with the square plug. So there we go. connector in this case. Then on top of that, we'll do what we usually do. I just saw it. Where did I just see it? There. Just to fill in the hole. Now, we could really go to town with this. We could then say, okay, well, this ship always comes to this pier, therefore it needs a broadcast controller to say, okay, now extend this piston out. We could also then have maybe something else that then says, okay, well, there's a connector in my view, therefore extend out. But I think all we're going to do is just going to communicate with the station when we're roughly in the right place, and then we're going to find the piston and just extend it out, rather than go through all the rigmarole. I mean, if this was a multiplayer game and we had somebody as a station commander, then yeah, they would do all of that jobby for us, including stopping it when it's at a particular extension range. So, bing. Take the command chair. Somehow we're also missing a camera. Oh yeah, because it got blown off. Destroyed, basically. Oh, come on, get it right, get it. Come on, get it right. There we go. Okay, so can we talk to static grid? No, that's that. I think I know what's going on here. Bother. Yeah. Hey, bit too far. Alright, batteries, auto. Alright. Okay, let's try that again. Okay. Alright, why on earth am I not seeing it? Maximum range on the antennas. Timer decided to close the doors right in my face. Sun is where? Sun is over there, so what? What's going on? Okay, confusion. Enable broadcasting. Well, my personal antenna is also on, so I should be able to remotely take control of this. Aha! Just took a moment. Wrong way. Choice of two, guaranteed wrong way. Probably said this 1,000 times before. It was like door handles. You know, it says push, you pull. It says pull, you push. Alright, so piston, 10 meters. Let's go with minus 0. No. Let's just go with 0.1 of that extending outwards. Lowest amount of force. Okay. Was that actually extending? Because I didn't actually check that. Oh god, that's going to take years. 0.2. Why are you taking an absolute fortnight? Right, everything's powered. So why is that piston not extending? Or is this one of those save game affairs? Yeah. Should have just exited and you went yes. Let's try that. You know, I've never actually looked into it, how the same issue is resolved on like a public server. I mean, I wonder how it's done. Because honestly, I've never looked into it. The fact is, we managed to save a little mining ship that we can use for, I don't know, something else. You know, restore it back to its former glory and all that, and we can, you know, add it to our little fleet. I mean, I don't exactly know what I'm going to do with it yet, but yeah, there we go. Or maybe it was just simply right, it's on 0.5 maximum distance, minimum distance. Ah, so it's a minimum amount before in space before it will extend out. Okay. Well, I tried various things. I learned something new here. See how far that extends out first. Right, what the hell is going on? Oh, that was weird. Now we'll put that on charge. Okay. Okay, dokily then. So. Not sure how comes my helmet went it's like that. Right. Now we can get to work. Trying to figure out why this thing is not letting me, well, basically do anything with it. Okay. Got an idea how we can do this. First of all, there's that anti-rad kit I was saying about, and I've got a load of stuff on me, so that's a good enough starter for 10. Right, production. Okay. On. Oh yes, now I remember. I believe. No, everything's good. We've got one solid system all the way through. Okay. May have to do this the hard way, at least to begin with. Hey, inventory. Said I picked him up, didn't it? Can I withdraw 2 large steel tubes? Why? Because it needs 1,000 of them over there and a load of bulletproof glass. Okay, that makes more sense now. Nick 2 while they're being produced. Why not? I think if we do this one by one. Okay. Let's just leave it there for a minute. I think what we're going to need to do, because this is proving it's going to be an absolute pain to me. Let me use my mod. I'm going to use that. Oh, sorry, not my mod, but the mod for hacking. Ah! Fudge! Alright, we'll leave that for a while. So it sorts out all of that nasty stuff for us, and then hopefully we'll be able to come back to this later and find half of it is actually now salvaged and repaired. Okay, so what else do we need to do? So once that's been all hacked, let's grab a ton of resource. We can finish building the compartment while we're waiting. As for using sensors on these things, I just want the angle. Makes it easier, so I know exactly what I'm doing, rather than have to go through all of that rigmarole of trying to figure out, oh right, okay, when does it, is it going to stop, and having 30 or 40 odd sensors trying to do the same thing. Interesting. Okay, so it looks like the limits are 48 degrees. Alright, so this might prove a problem to begin with, whilst it realigns itself. But once it has realigned itself, it does make the life a hell of a lot easier later on. And as we see, we've got a bit more gap there as well, so that's all good. Right, so that's that, and we'll say, what, 8 more? 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's in line with that. Cool. Alright, so building this Arcangela style. One of these days I'm going to actually have to have a look at how big the ISS actually is. Oops. Just so I can get a rough idea for scale for what I'm doing here. So having carved through a lot of solid rock, I've probably got a load of iron now. So I can probably stay in space a bit longer. We will, however, at some point need to go back down to the planet, figure out what we're going to be doing in terms of like seeds and stuff like that. Do some proper farming. All that lovely jumpy stuff. Okay, so I've run out of steel plate. Let's see where this is at. We done? We're done. Okay, cool. So everything here is now ours. Right, next obvious question. Why isn't this stuff being built? Oh, you twonk. No, not what I meant to do. Okay. Come on, Ark. Get your head in the game. Actually, I messed that one up again. Oh, brilliant. I've lost 10 superconductors somewhere. Ah, I better know where that's gone. Into one of these. No. What would use superconductors? Okay, I'll probably have to go back down to the planet at some point and grab some more of them. Oopsie. Oh well. Let's go back there. Oh, I've got them. Bizarre. Okay. Go there. Go like that. Go like. Okay, so that is everything. Alright, okay. No worries. So now, just to finish off what's going on, we're figuring out what's going on here. Because I'm guessing the items that are incomplete will not give themselves up until I've fully built them. So, where is everything? There's that. There's the ore detector. And where was the other item? What was the other item? Come to that. Thruster ore detector, small O2 tank. That one there? Yep, that one there. Okay, I'm going to start with these. There we go. Right, now that, yes. Now we can start turning these things off and stop wasting. Right. Oh, let's see what they've done here. That's kind of smart. Oh, I like the use of the trussing there. I mean, that's an interesting idea. Ah. Well, we can make a few modifications on that. But for now, where are we going to store it? At least until we can figure something else out. Okay, I have an idea. Okay. This is the idea. If we make this dock 0, and then have 1, 2, and then that's evens, that's odds. Excuse me. Or at least that's going to be the eventual plan. So let's get that square piston in there for this one. Was it top mounted? Yeah, top mounted. So, of course. And then we went with the square one, that on top there. Right, beautiful. So dock 0 inset connector. Right. Hello, can I get control? Game, catch up. Thank you. Right. Dock 1. Square piston. Right. Now the reason why I decided this side is is the odd docks numbers is because when I put these in, right, that was SP1, that's SP3, and then you've got 2 and 4 there. So I'm just going to sort of keep on with that sort of idea, and we're just putting some signage in there later on. I think what we're going to do though is we are going to put the signage in now for dock numbers. Now where the heck is that? There we go. So we're going to need a colour that's going to stand out. Yeah, we'll go with white. Okay. Sorry, just checking my own personal sanity. There we go. There's 2. So at least we now got numbering for the dock bays, and we can then do, actually we can just leave that like that for this one. Okay. Interesting, I just connected it back up and it just suddenly started repairing stuff. Kind of odd, but cool at the same time. But it has then also messed up my thrusters. Turn that one on. Oh, maybe it'd been easier to go the other way. Right, where's the station? Right, that's why dampers aren't on. Sort of docking and at the same time stomach's growling. Okay, that's a good one. Right, so that is that little mining ship ready for us to repair it. We need to go and grab something to eat. Fortunately, we've got some snacks on the ship, but we are going to need to pick up some more. So I think what I'm going to have to do at some point is nip down to the planet and grab some more. I'm going to grab a frontier stew. Yummy. Okay, so that was a nice little bit of fun. I think we've covered everything that we can in this amount of time. I'm going to add on the other docking bay. I'm going to also move around the morning stars, so I know the drills are either facing up or down rather than sideways, so we can get other ships in. I am thinking about adding in more solars. I've got to do a bit of homework on the ISS as well, sort of figure some of the stuff out for that. But yeah, we are starting to get there, guys. I mean, we are starting to get what looks to be like a space station. Alright, thanks for joining me everybody, and I'll catch you next time on Occasionalist Gaming.